Hey guys, so today's just a quick video. Over the last couple of weeks I've been doing reviews on my blog about round brushes, and I did like sort of covered the three budgets, sort of like budget, mid-range and premium kind of price budgets, and I just picked my three favourite brushes from those price ranges and wrote quite in-depth reviews about them. So now I just want to do a kind of roundup video of that and show you the brushes so that you can kind of get a closer look. I'll put the links to each review in the details below so that you can check out the reviews. They go much more in detail. But this is just more video just so you can see what they're like physically and get an idea for what you might potentially be purchasing. All three of them are really nice brushes. So if you were to buy any of these brushes, you're getting a good brush no matter what price you're paying for. Yeah, so these are the brushes really. Okay, so first off we'll start with budget. This is the Head Jog High Shine brush, and this is a 116. They do three barrel sizes. I think this is the largest. They do 114, 115 and 116. This is the 116, so it's the largest. It is quite heavy, but kind of a theme with all of these brushes, and something that I'm quite keen of is it's made of like natural materials. It's all wood, which is really impressive for a budget brush. This is like £7, I think, in the UK. America, I'm not actually sure they distribute in America. I did try and find something, but I couldn't see much. But yeah, £7 is. I was shocked when I saw the price of this. It's a boar bristle, and there is actually quite a lot of boar bristles in there. The interesting thing, the kind of novel thing about this brush is that it's got bristles that point vertically away from the handle as opposed to sort of horizontally straight out from the barrel. This is supposedly, to sort of polish the hair as it goes through. It's a bit of a novelty, but in practice it worked well enough, and I didn't really get any snags, which is supposedly it's supposed to sort of be anti-snag as well. And I did find that I didn't get many snags with it at all. I only used it really for the purposes of the review. So I used it for about 3 or 4 days, but I still keep it in my bag and I still do use it from time to time, and it's a nice brush. Has this kind of pin in the end. You take it out the end, flip it over, and it has this to help you section it as you're going. Personally, I don't use that, but it's really nice that it's there, and the fact that, say, this is a budget brush and it's got it's got a kind of natural wood handle. It's got quite a lot of boar bristle in there, and there's not a great deal of nylon mixed in with it, and it's got the sectioning pin as well. It's a great brush for £7. That's got to be like a great purchase if you're kind of looking for a brush and not wanting to spend the earth. So that's the Head Jog High Shine. So that's about £7. You can get it all over the internet if you're looking. So yeah, and it's a great brush which really kind of punches way above its weight. I couldn't find out what the wood was, but yeah, there you go. It is wood. So yeah, it's a great brush, budget, but punches way above its weight. Good budget brush. So then we step up into the mid-range, and this is the Ibiza X Series brush. It has a cork handle. The cork's grown in Spain, and it's kind of like all eco-friendly and sustainably farmed, which is great. Again, it's all natural materials. I really like natural materials in brushes. I think it's good, and they're kind of the eco-friendly. There's a lot of sort of brush companies now that are getting into the kind of eco-friendly vibe, and I think it's really good. But yeah, so you've got the cork handle, the wood barrel. I don't know what wood that is again, but it's a really nice grain, and a lot of boar bristle, and they're really solid boar bristle. You get really good tension with this. This is amazing for straightening and smoothing. I've used them every day for almost a year now. I love these brushes. They come in like 4 barrel sizes. There's X2, 3, 4 and 5, I think. Let me have a look. I've got the X2, 3 and 4, and I think there might be one more. Yeah, there's an X5, I think, but I don't really see the need to go larger than that. So yeah, I have the X2, 3 and 4. To be honest, I get most use out of the 3. But yeah, they're really nice. They're really, really, really lightweight, especially being like cork handled and that. It's just really lightweight. You're not going to get a great curl with this brush. It's not really what it's for. I mean, you can get a curl with it, but it's not going to be amazing. But for shining and smoothing, it's a really great brush. Yeah, really great. So yeah, that's pretty much that brush. I think that runs about between £15 and £25, depending on the barrel size. In the UK. In America, I think they're between about $20 and $40. And you can get these in America. They're widely available in actually they're more available in America than they are in England, because although they kind of go with this kind of weird like European vibe, like everything's Spanish and you know, they call it the Ibiza name and all the rest. I think they're from California, but don't quote me on that. But I'm fairly sure. So yeah, that's the Ibiza X Series. Again, it's a great brush. It's definitely a step up. You can feel it's a step up. So like where I said the last brush, oh, it's a great brush. I'm going to say all these brushes are great brushes. This is definitely a step up. The construction's a lot nicer. The weight is fantastic, and they're just really good brushes. I would say, you know, if you're looking for a brush and you're willing to spend that little bit extra, these Ibiza brushes you can't go wrong with. So yeah, that's the mid-price brush, the Ibiza X Series. They do one with white boar as well, which is softer. I can't remember the name of that. But you know, if you looked at Ibiza brushes, you'd see them. They're exactly the same, but they've just got white boar hair, and they're just softer bristles. Though to be honest, I'd never found these to be as strong as you know. They're strong enough, but they're not going to pull your scalp off, so that's good. Yeah, so that's pretty much the mid-price brush. And next you got the premium brush. So this one is the YS Park GSeries Curl Shine Styler. This is premium brush, definitely. You're looking at, they start at about £40 for the smallest barrel size. They go up to about £70. I think in America it's the dollar to pound. They pretty much do it exact. It's about $45 to about $70 in America. You can import them from Japan for a little bit cheaper, but then you've got to kind of gamble with international postage and such. Anyway, they're from Japan. It's a Japanese company. They're solid teak, and I mean it's just literally one piece of teak for the entire brush. It's African teak. It's really nice. Although it's a solid piece of wood, it's just so light because they've hollowed the entire handle out, which is great, and they've hollowed the barrel out as well, which is great. And the amazing thing with this brush, and the thing that really struck me with it, was that there's all this beautiful detailing on the wood, and it's all constructed really well, and it's just manufactured beautifully. But every little thing on it is also functional. You know, like you've got these kind of air holes in the handle that look great, and it's like, you know, fancy construction, but it's to stop you getting kind of like, it's for grip and to stop you getting kind of like sweaty palms. And you got the kind of indentation here, and the kind of the hollow barrel obviously gives you better weight, but also it helps the air circulation. It's just a really smart brush. It's really nice. It has like polyamide pins. It's sort of alternating with rows of white boar. Although it's white boar, you'll get a lot of tension with this. So I just mentioned they're softer, and traditionally white boar is softer than black boar, but this is you get some serious tension with this, and they curl so well and bevel so well if you like tucking your hair under or flipping it out, or you know, beveling hair. They're just, it's almost difficult not to get an amazing bevel with this brush. Like you could try hard not to and it would still work. For curls and such, they do the same. Interesting thing about this brush, I don't know if it's because it's a Japanese tool, but a lot of the Japanese tools are smaller, but I don't know if it's like a conscious decision or it's because it's a Japanese tool, but the handle's much shorter. If you compare it to the other two, it's by far the shortest handle. So say here we got like all three in a row there. It's by far the shortest handle, and the great thing, I love that, because round brushes, they tend to be so they stick out of your hand here when you're using them, and you're kind of as if you're cranking a handle, which you don't hold a round brush really like that, or I don't, and I don't think many people do. Whereas this one, it just sits like perfectly in the palm of your hand, and your fingers just rest exactly where they need to be. It's just unbelievably comfortable. Like the ergonomics of this brush are just insane. Whether or not it's worth the premium, that's up to you to decide. I mean, it is a lot of money for a hairbrush. This is a G1, which, say there's 7 barrel sizes. They start at G5 being the smallest, and they go up to a GW00, I think, being the largest. So this being a G1, just to give you the size idea, you obviously got 4 smaller than this and only 2 larger. So they're not huge. I think that the other ones are significantly bigger, but across the range they're all quite small. I would say that this would be the minimum. If you were going to, you have like longish hair and you kind of wanted to use this every day, this would be the kind of one you want to go for. But yeah, I mean, I've only been using this brush a couple of days, but I've completely fallen in love with it. I think it's fantastic. Yeah, if it's worth the premium to you, that's up to you. You better decide, you know, if you've got the money or if you do enough blowouts to warrant it. But if you have got the money or you feel like, you know, treating yourself, you really can't go wrong. Say these are all great brushes, but this is really just everything about it. I could rave about it forever. It's a fantastic brush, and in performance, it's insane. It's almost difficult not to make things look good with this. So yeah, that's pretty much all the brushes. There's in-depth reviews for all of them on my blog. The link's going to be below. If you go and read those, if you sort of one of these sort of grabs you and you want to read more about it, there's a lot more about each one individually on the blog. So there'll be links to those. So yeah, cheers for watching. Thanks.